Jen's like, babe, do you know what the car payments are on a regular $40,000 car? I'm thinking $500 or whatever, right? $850. Do you know right now it's the highest car payment, average car payment in the history of America? It went up $200 in a year. Middle America's income hasn't gone up 40% or 20%.
All right, so again, we're going to be looking at car payments. Before we get into it, I just want to thank everyone again who has liked, commented, and subscribed. The channel has gained around 600 subscribers in only 2 weeks and hit around 6,000 watch hours in the same amount of time. This is absolutely amazing for a new channel. That growth puts it in the top 5% of new channels. So again, everyone, thank you so much. In 2025, the average new car payment in North America is around $760 a month, up from $650 in 2022. The average used car payment is around $550, up from $450 in 2022.
I want to know what y'all's car payments are every month, because I refuse to believe that I am the only person with a high car payment, and I refuse to believe that my husband is the only man with a high truck payment. I don't know if y'all see it, but I literally see vehicles posted for sale now for like $100,000 to almost $200,000. And there is absolutely no way that people are purchasing these vehicles without paying a high car payment. So y'all are mad at me, and I know that I am not the only person with these high ass car payments. I'm not. And other people just might not be telling you what their car payments are, but there are a lot of people with these high car payments for absolutely no reason.
High car payments for absolutely no reason. She mentions that a lot of cars are around the $100,000 to $200,000 range. She's obviously searching higher end vehicles because the average new car price in 2025 was around $48,000 to $50,000. Now, of course, we don't know her financial situation, and everyone's is different. But I came across a lot of people that have this same opinion, that the lower the price, the worse the car is. And that just isn't true.
Vehicles now are not the same cost as vehicles used to be. I can look online and find a hoopty, and it's going to be like $15,000. That is wild. So please, tell me what your car payments are, because I need to prove a point that I am not the only person in this predicament. Especially people that bought their cars a few years ago during the pandemic, because that is when the cars started getting really high, which is when I bought our vehicles. So tell me, do you have a high car payment or do you have a low car payment? Because there's got to be way more high car payments than just me.
A hoopty for $15,000. You can easily find a great car for 15 grand. It's going to be a few years old. It's going to have a few miles on it, but there will be no problem finding a safe and reliable vehicle in that price range. Let me know in the comments if you can find a vehicle for that price. She mentioned her husband drives a truck, and pickups are increasingly becoming more of a status symbol, with higher end trim packages going for over $100,000. And some of these people are using it for a daily driver, never even loading anything up into the back. I actually know a few.
I'm a physician in a 2-physician household, so I thought I would share with you our car payments. Now, disclaimer, I know that we are very fortunate and very privileged to both have jobs that provide security and provide us with an income that allow us to purchase items. With that being said, I'm also very aware that car prices are extremely high right now. And with car prices being so high right now, I think that's why it's so important to try to live within your means. But unfortunately, even trying to live within your means is very hard in today's economy. So before I show you my car and talk about our car payments, I just want to say, for those out there that are struggling, know that you are not alone. In the economy today, there are multiple people that are struggling not only to buy new cars, especially not $100,000 and $200,000 cars, but just to get food on the table. And so if you are one of those people that are struggling just to put food on the table, comment below just groceries, and I'll choose one person to buy their groceries for this month. Okay, so let's get to my car and the car payments.
All right, this is my car. This is Rolly. Rolly is an absolute beast.
So it's probably pretty obvious I do not have a car payment on Rolly.
So a 2-physician income household. The average salary for a physician is around $360,000 a year, times 2, $720,000 a year. And he's driving Rolly there. This guy's making a fortune and chose that car. I think it's great. Compare that to the average income being around $85,000 and those same people choosing to purchase vehicles in the $48,000 range.
Not sure if you guys can see it, but that's the current mileage on Rolly.
And Rolly has been an incredible car. Okay, so now my wife's. My wife drives a 2022 Kia Telluride. We bought this car in 2021 and truthfully got a really good deal on it. When we purchased her car, it was at $38,000. We bought it brand new from the factory because used cars at that time, a used Kia Telluride, a 2021 was around $45,000. I just don't even understand that. Now, we did have to wait 6 months to get her car, but we got it for a much better deal. Because we were fortunate enough to put a large down payment on, the interest rate was really low, and we have paid her car off by now. So as of right now, we do not have a car payment. But when it's time for me to get a new vehicle, I will probably be buying a used vehicle and trying to find the best deal that I can. But until then, I'm going to drive Rolly until the wheels fall off. All right, would love to hear down in the comments, what are your guys' car payments? What do you guys think about having high car payments? And how do we survive in this economy?
All right, so they do have a new car, still well below the average price. And when Rolly dies, he plans on purchasing a used vehicle. I am all for driving a cheap and reliable vehicle, but I think it would be really difficult to do it in his situation, making that amount of money. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If your household income is around $720,000, what are you going to be driving?
My buddy Carlo, who goes on TikTok Live every day, gives out great lending and financing advice for people who wants to buy a house. He says $700 car payment in this market will affect your purchasing power by $93,000. Read that again. A $700 car payment in this market will affect your purchasing power by $93,000. You thought you can buy a $400,000 house? Now it's $300,000. A $500,000 house? $400,000 now. The more debt that you accumulate now before you buy a house, it will make it that much harder, for one, to pay down that debt, a car loan, credit card balance, and for you to able to buy the house that you really want. Not until you pay off this $700 car payment, it is very unlikely that you'll be able to buy the house that you want, or a starter house that you can afford to buy. This $700 car payment could be 2 cars. That's not including the insurance. So per my last video, please consider how you buy your cars before you buying a house. Because a $700 car payment can mean the difference between buying a house and living in an apartment for at least 5 more years.
Definitely something to think about there if you're planning on buying a home in the near future. So I am in North America. Sadly, I was born on the wrong side of the border. I am stuck in the pretend country of Canada where everything is unaffordable. And I'm not kidding there. The average home price in Ontario where I live is around $800,000, and that's nothing fancy. A small condo goes for around $500,000, which means the majority of people here cannot afford a home.
So we're always going to have car payments. Who doesn't have one? And I had to laugh a little bit at this comment because this is how I used to think. I used to believe this. And I got to tell you, about 13 years ago, I kicked high car payments for good, car payments altogether. And I've been debt-free now for 10 plus years, making less than 6 figures, and getting rid of car payments was one of the things that made the biggest difference for me. Because when you look at the average car payment today of $650 a month, and as a financial coach, I see car payments much higher than that. These are paycheck to paycheck killers. So I think you're also going to be surprised about how many people, if this video gets some views, how many people actually do live without car payments. There's a lot. And but I get the societal norm, right, is to have a car payment. But as far as the car repairs, this is a myth. If you're smart, buy a good, reliable vehicle, maintain it. The repair bills are nothing compared to the average monthly car payment on a regular basis.
Now, I've been on both sides. I purchased the car I have right now, brand new. It's nothing fancy. I purchased it in 2020, very reasonable price. The car payment worked out to just below $300 a month. It's fully paid off now, and I plan on driving it as long as I can. I've had no problems with it so far. It turned out to be a great purchase. Going forward, since those payments are gone, I will likely keep it that way in the future. Not having that car payment come out of my account bi-weekly is a great feeling. Of course, everyone's situation is different, and if you can't afford it, there is nothing wrong with buying a new vehicle. For me, right now, my situation, I will likely be sticking with no car payment in the future.
You'll never get rich if you continue making car payments. Imagine you bought this car 3 years ago for $1,000 per month, over 60 months. That would have cost you a grand total of $60,000. Fast forward 3 years, and this Tesla's not even worth $20,000. This makes a vehicle the #1 wealth killer because it's the most expensive thing you'll buy that goes down in value. But the autopilot's quite nice. So if you're going to buy one, make sure it doesn't cost more than half your annual salary and you pay cash.
Not more than half your income and pay cash. For most people, paying that higher end of half your income is going to be very difficult, but the financial experts are always recommending paying cash. That means the car's purchase price is a true total cost of ownership. No monthly payments, no interest, and no risk of owing more than the car is worth if it depreciates faster than expected.
Here's why you should never buy or lease a car. What you should do instead is buy a car for $5,000 in cash, drive it into the ground, and still be able to sell it for $5,000 3 years later and drive it for free. And the reason I say that is because I had $1 million in my bank account and I still had a Prius with a dent in the side door and a crack in the windshield. And when I pulled up to an event, someone was like, I thought you were supposed to be rich. And I said, you should look at my bank account, not my car.
Look at my bank account, not my car. Not sure if his numbers are right there. Buy a car for $5,000 and sell it for $5,000 a few years later. It's possible, but would be pretty difficult. People want to drive a fancy car and look rich, while the rich tell us to do the opposite. Buy a cheap car so you can become rich, and always try to pay that in cash. I'm going to end that video here and ask you again, please hit that like button, drop a comment below, and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.